College football does not have the same reasons as the NFL for playing international games. The NFL wants world domination. This year alone, they're playing games in Brazil, Ireland, England, Germany, and Spain. It's a business plan. They want more fans, more money, and more market share. The NFL has its reasons for going global. College football has, well, just different ones. In this video, we're talking about what those reasons are. To do that, we're going back through the strange history of college football overseas. From Barry Sanders rushing for 300 yards in Tokyo to Scott Frost doing an onside kick in Dublin when leading by 11 points. It's part history lesson, part investigation. Let's dive into it. The college football season kicks off in Ireland every year now. It's actually become somewhat of an unofficial tradition recently. College Game Day even took the next step last year and hosted the show from Dublin. The stadium sells out and thousands of Americans fly across the pond to watch the game. Last year, more than 20,000 American fans showed up to watch Florida State get upset by Georgia Tech. 3 years ago, Scott Frost went for an onside kick in the third quarter while leading and eventually lost. This year, it'll be Iowa State versus Kansas State. This didn't all just come out of nowhere, though. In 1988, Boston College versus Army had 42,000 fans in attendance. We've gotten some brand names, Notre Dame, Nebraska, Florida State, but rarely do we get elite matchups. Which raises the obvious question. Why do we play college football games in other countries? Because when the NFL plays overseas, there's no hiding the playbook. We know exactly what they're doing. They want to expand and make more money. But with college football, it's not that clear. There's no long-term strategy. We're not growing the game with just one random game in a different country. So why is this happening? And to do that, we gotta go back in time. Turns out this isn't the first time college football's left the country. In fact, it's not even close. Starting in the late 70s, teams were flying to Japan every single year to play regular season games. And these weren't just early season meaningless games. In fact, they were all played in November and December. In 1988, Barry Sanders accepted the Heisman at 5 a.m. in Tokyo.
Heisman Memorial Trophy is Barry Sanders of Oklahoma State University.
Oh, it's something that I can take with me for a lifetime. You know, I certainly had a lot of help doing so. And, you know, it's something that, everyone can be proud of, as far as the team is concerned.
And later that night in Tokyo, Barry ran for 300 yards. In 1990, Houston's David Klingler threw for 716 yards versus ASU in the Tokyo Dome. Random little side note, I saw Taylor Swift there a couple years ago. Last year. Also, side note, 716 yards in 1990 is just crazy. We didn't even know what the air raid was back then. In fact, that was a single game record that stood for 2 decades. Anyways, back to it. In 1992, Nebraska won the Big 8 title in Tokyo. In 1993, this happened.
Wisconsin with a win will be on their way to the Rose Bowl for the first time in 31 years.
We've got great kids and a great coaching staff. We wanted to win this for the state of Wisconsin, our great alumni. They've been fantastic, and we're just happy to go.
Trophies were literally won and lost. Records were broken in these Tokyo games. So no, Dublin isn't college football's first attempt at international games. So the question isn't just, why is it happening now? It's also, why did it happen back then? The answer to why college football teams spent 2 decades flying to Tokyo just to play a football game they could play in their backyard starts with who wanted the games in the first place. And it isn't the NCAA. It was Mitsubishi. They sponsored the first Tokyo game in 1977 to promote the launch of their new Mirage subcompact car. They called it the Mirage Bowl, and it worked, so the game kept going. In 1986, Coca-Cola took over and rebranded it to the Coca-Cola Classic. Every year, the sponsor would pick 2 teams, fly them out, and pay the entire cost. In the late 80s or early 90s, that meant covering travel for over 200 people. We had players, staff, cheerleaders, band, plus also a payout that reached nearly $400,000 per school by the end of these games. For a lot of programs, that was just too good to pass up, especially for the programs that had trouble selling out their home games. The Tokyo organizers specifically looked for teams that struggled with attendance, and for athletic departments that were struggling with money, like look out Wisconsin in the early 90s. For them, the math just made sense. In fact, when they agreed to play Michigan State in the 1993 Tokyo game, Wisconsin's AD was facing a $2 million budget shortfall. This seems crazy now with all the conference realignment and TV money. But back then, they figured, hey, give up a mediocre home game, take the Tokyo check, and maybe give the players a cool experience. Which is exactly how most coaches framed it, like a reward.
It's like a reward.
They could give the players the bowl game experience, but in the regular season. But the funny thing about that 1993 Wisconsin team, they didn't expect to contend for anything, but they won in Tokyo. They clinched a share of the Big Ten title and went to the Rose Bowl. And back home, fans, politicians, they complained because a championship happens 6,000 miles away. It wasn't supposed to be that important. And that's really the story of the Tokyo Games. There never was some master plan to globalize college football. They were driven by sponsors looking for marketing exposure, and by schools willing to trade a home game for a paycheck. And for a while, that was enough. But then the game evolved and changed, and conference titles and bowl games, the importance of those elevated. The incentives started to shift, and by 1993, the Tokyo Games slowly evaporated. But Tokyo wasn't the only one. There was a one-off in Australia, a few games in Ireland, but none of them stuck. So now the real question is not why it ended, but why did it ever come back? The current wave of international games starts in one place, Dublin. And the reason it's happening isn't hard to find. Just follow the money and the tourism board. In 2012, Notre Dame and Navy played in Dublin as part of The Gathering, an Irish government campaign encouraging Irish descendants to visit Ireland. It worked. About 35,000 Americans flew over for the game, and the Irish economy got a boost worth roughly 100 million euros. That single weekend proved a simple idea. American college football can be a tourism engine. They hosted a few more games and then made it an annual classic in 2022, the Aer Lingus College Football Classic. Side note, if you haven't noticed, I got a really long neck. Aer Lingus, best neck rests in the game. Those of you that follow me on IG know I review them. Tourism Ireland said the 2022 game would, quote, deliver a very welcome boost for tourism from the United States as Ireland reopened after the pandemic. The series is projected to pump more than 400 million euros into the Irish economy over 5 years. We're talking 30,000 fans flying in just for one game. That's great for hotels, airlines, and pubs. Side note, went to Ireland this summer, came home a Guinness guy. Pretty good. Because for Ireland, that's what it's all about. It's about tourism and visibility. For Aer Lingus, the sponsor and the home of the best neck rests in the game, it's about selling more transatlantic flights. And for the schools, they get free travel, an appearance fee, and a national TV slot in week 0 with no competition from other games. And for athletic departments, across the board, budgets are about to get even tighter with revenue sharing. So engaging different international markets, even if it's just once a year, can open the door to new sponsors, donors, and fans they wouldn't reach otherwise. That's gonna matter as the cash gets tighter. But in Dublin, it's not just about the football game. It turns into a full week of events. We got pep rallies, marching band parades, business summits, and even academic exchanges between universities. The Irish officials call it much more than a game. So the why, at least now, is clear. Ireland wants tourism, the sponsors want exposure, and the schools want an uncontested national TV slot week 0 and a memorable trip they can recruit off of and give their players. It's not about growing college football into a global brand. There's no master plan. It's about creating an event that works for everyone involved, even if that only lasts a few more years. So what's next? The Dublin series runs through 2026. After that, nothing's guaranteed. You can say the same about the college football playoff structure. This year, it's Iowa State and Kansas State. Next year, it's TCU and North Carolina. Bill Belichick reminds me of a big Guinness guy. I can see that. Michigan and Western Michigan are also finalizing a deal to open the 2026 season in Germany. There's also talk about other possibilities. Mexico City, maybe London, maybe nothing at all. But remember, these games only happen if the right pieces fall into place and line up. A host willing to pay for it, a school willing to give up a home game, and a matchup that can sell tickets and get people to fly over, and TV ad slots. So will we see more of these? Probably. Will we see the NFL world domination model? Probably not. But that's okay. If you could see one college football game played anywhere in the world, where would it be? Drop it in the comments. I feel like we might be able to get some good answers there. And if you like videos like this about the money side of college football, I got 2 good ones for you. How Oregon State's billionaire and Saudi investment money could disrupt college football. I'll link them both on the very next slide. Go check them out. See you on the next vid.